We're starting with some breaking news. A Cinco de Mayo celebration turned violent tonight in Statesboro. It happened in the area of Azul Tex-Mex on South Main Street. WSAV's Evan Smoke joins us live from the scene with an exclusive interview with the chief of police. Evan, what can you tell us?
That's right, Sarah. I am standing in front of the Azul Tex-Mex restaurant. That's off of South Main Street here in the city of Statesboro. Now, if you look behind me, it's all quiet, but just 2 hours ago, it was chaos. Now, witnesses do tell me that there was a large crowd gathered outside the Azul restaurant celebrating before scattering after hearing multiple gunshots. Now, as we continue down, the Statesboro Police Department are still on scene. They're continuing their investigation. They have been assisted by multiple agencies, including the Bulloch County Sheriff's Office and some Georgia State Patrolmen. As we look now, the Statesboro Police Department's chief, Mike Broadhead, spoke to us a couple minutes ago to tell us what they know now.
So just prior to 9 p.m. we had a large crowd in this parking lot behind us here, and at some point in the middle of the crowd somebody started shooting. So we have 2 gunshot victims, both of whom were shipped to the hospital. In the ensuing crowd trying to flee, a car hit a pedestrian, and that person was also shipped to the hospital. The driver of that vehicle did not stay at the scene.
Now, Broadhead adds that one individual has been detained for questioning in this investigation. He also adds that a separate car crash happened down the road here in front of the El Jalapeno restaurant. They don't believe that was connected to this incident, though. As for now, live in Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Evan, thank you. Meanwhile, tonight in Richmond Hill, a long-awaited vote finally took place. City Council voted on whether to approve the Bryan County Airport Authority. This comes after the controversial vote was postponed 1 month ago. WSAV's Isabella Baez was there for tonight's meeting, and she joins us now with how residents reacted.
That's right, Sarah. The Richmond Hill Council chambers were full of concerned residents as City Council voted to approve the Bryan County Airport Authority. This leaving them discouraged and questioning leadership after months of anticipation.
Disapprove the resolution to withdraw support from the airport authority.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Of course. All in favor?
Yep.
All opposed?
There it is.
Tuesday night's vote was originally meant to take place a month ago. However, it was postponed after Mayor Pro Tem Cindy Hattal shared she learned information that shows the project is not economically feasible, something that wasn't shared with the rest of council at that time. However, Tuesday night, City Council made their stance and residents voiced their concerns before the vote.
When safety is not brought up, I have a bigger issue because you're going to have what has happened in the last year, people making mistakes. Accidents will happen.
2 individuals spoke out advocating for the airport authority, both plane owners. They say there is a need for a hangar in the area.
I came to town not too many years ago and looked for a hangar for my personal airplane. There weren't any available. There's waiting lists at all the airports around here.
After residents voiced their concerns and opinions, council voted to approve the airport authority. And residents say they weren't really surprised by their vote, just disappointed, especially with one city council member missing, Kevin Bowes.
The dynamic here is we know that Kevin Bowes and Cindy Hatala were voted into office on the premise that they were going to be pro withdrawing or not participating in the airport. So a lot of us are scratching our heads as to why we were missing a key city council member.
Council member Stephen Scholar says this resolution is not about saying yes or no to an airport. It's about funding.
It's talking only about funding, which we have not funded the airport authority. We have not been asked to fund it, so it's about funding.
Many of the residents left tonight saying they felt disheartened and that their comments were left unheard. They say they wished all council members were in attendance. As well, Baez, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Isabella, thank you. We're getting more details about a controversial video circulating online. This is body-worn camera video, which appears to show Savannah police officer Jacob Spohn pushing a woman to the ground on March 20th. The lawyer representing the woman, Roland Mumford, says his client was attempting to de-escalate a situation involving a friend when the incident happened. Mayor Van Johnson today calling the use of force inappropriate, and the Savannah Police Department released a statement saying disciplinary action has been taken, including a suspension, without pay. However, Mumford says that response doesn't go far enough.
To be fired, a grown man that threw a woman down to the ground, whether she touched him or not, a man threw a woman to the ground. That was a disproportionate use of force in violation of the Fourth Amendment, and it constitutes excessive force per the Supreme Court case Graham v. Connor.
Mumford says the next steps include a formal demand to the city of Savannah. If no resolution is reached within 14 days, he says they plan to file a federal civil rights lawsuit. Meanwhile, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is actively searching for this man, 45-year-old Oliver Donaldson, on attempted murder charges. We're told this is in relation to an incident at a home in Grays Hill where a woman was shot. Deputies are considering him armed and dangerous. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office. Well, authorities have now identified the victim of a deadly weekend boat crash on the Savannah River. Officials with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources say two boats collided near the Tuckasee King boat landing at the Hampton County and Effingham County line. We're told emergency crews searched the water for nearly 4 hours before recovering the body of 25-year-old William Ligon and the third of Pooler. Another boater involved in the crash was taken to a Savannah hospital for treatment. So far, there's no word on their condition. The cause of the collision remains under investigation. Well, the Brantley County residents have faced over 2 weeks of tragedy as the wildfires have destroyed more than 100 homes. Residents have lost everything, and they say the community is the main reason they're making it through. Kimberly Bragg, a Brantley County resident of over 15 years, says the only thing that remains is her memories on her property. She says she's blessed to have a fellow Brantley County resident help her with a camper to live in until she rebuilds. They say Brantley County residents are relying on each other to help those affected by the fires to rebuild.
No, I'm not speaking on everybody's behalf. I'm just talking about the ones that I've come in contact with. And we can do it on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. They'll be here for the minute. And we all know, the news cycle is 48 hours at the best, 2 weeks at the most was for a catastrophe. So when you guys are up and gone, we're still going to be here. And we're going to fix it.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency told WSAV in a statement they're providing assistance for funds and activities related to fighting the fire and are staying in constant communication with local partners as community needs evolve. You can find their full statement on WSAV.com. Well, data centers are one of the hottest topics across the country, and that was the topic of discussion this evening in Bulloch County. WSAV's Evan Smoke was there for a Board of Commissioners meeting and has more on how the county plans to address any proposals.
During its first of 2 meetings this month, the Bulloch County Board of Commissioners held a public hearing regarding a second moratorium or pause on data center proposals. Residents shared their thoughts.
And I can tell you, I don't want this thing out there around me or my family. And so let's do a better job if we can.
I think it can be done in a manner in which would benefit the county from a tax revenue base and still not destroy the environment. And I think at this point, the moratorium would give us more time to study the environment, have more public information meetings.
Following public comments, commissioners started the movement to not only pause but prevent any future allowance.
The money that it would bring in to lower the taxes, is it worth it? Would it be worth it?
I don't think we should even go on with the moratorium. I just think we ought to put a note on it and be done with this.
Ultimately, the board unanimously passed 2 motions. One that extends a moratorium on data centers until the end of the year, as well as one that directs county staff to draft a zoning amendment that would potentially prevent their allowance in the unincorporated portion of the county. Staff told commissioners that it would take 2 to 3 months for the amendment to be drafted and go through necessary commissions before returning to the board for final approval. Reporting in Bulloch County, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Meanwhile, a proposed data center in Colleton County could be shut down before construction begins if the Colleton County Council has its way. The council held a first reading last night for an ordinance creating a moratorium on the special exceptions and conditional use approvals for data centers. That would lead to a temporary or even permanent stop to data center construction in the county. There has been a plan for an 800+ acre data center near Walterboro, but previous public meetings have brought out hundreds of citizens against those proposals.
So for us to move forward and say, let's go with that data center without all this information and how it can affect us in a true report with all the facts is almost insane.
What I'm asking you to do is at least take the moratorium. At least take a moment to stop and say, oh, let's take a look at this. Because as the gentleman just said, it ain't your damn money, it ain't your damn land, it's ours. Now it's yours too.
At least 12 states and 100 local governments have already approved similar ordinances against the data centers. 2 more readings of this bill are expected before it becomes law.